Now, it's been 8 years since the death of singing superstar Whitney Houston, but last night saw her take to the stage once more in hologram form. This hologram show is going on tour around the UK, so is it a fitting tribute for fans or a bit disrespectful to use a hologram of someone in this way? Janet, what do you think?
Well, I'm not really bothered about whether it's disrespectful or not. I just think it's a bit creepy. It's just a little bit creepy. I mean, a couple of years ago, they made a hologram of me for some conference.
Well, that
is something really, really creepy. Double Janet. I couldn't really see my hologram because I had to stand alongside it. But it is spooky, isn't it? And I am taller. The hologram Janet was taller, and I'm looking at Whitney Houston. She looked even taller and even thinner, and of course, you know, we know she had so many problems, and physically, towards the end of her life, you know, she didn't look great, but they've done a great job. I mean, she looks fantastic. I just personally would not spend £65 to look at a hologram, even if it was...
I would. 65 quid is a bargain. You know, for some people to see Madonna in, well, I know she's alive, but
I would rather see Madonna live and pay £200, £300.
Yeah, but not everybody can afford that, and I just think, I talk to my kids about the music that I was growing up with, you know, and some of the people like Whitney Houston aren't around, so I would love to take my kids and sort of experience that. And it's 30 quid.
What? You experienced a flat image?
No, but it's there, and then you've got the crowds and
I think why do you not agree with it?
No, I mean, I agree with Janet. I don't, you know, as long as talking of the disrespectful side, as long as the family and those people who loved her have accepted
her brother is behind it, and his wife, who was Whitney's manager, is also behind it. I mean, let's face it, the bottom line is they're cashing in on it, aren't they?
I suppose
but you listen
they are.
to her music
But it depends.
anyway.
You know, we don't know. They may be making a donation to a charity. I suppose we don't know the whole thing. I just think the same. It's a bit creepy, and I think that if I wanted my children to see the wonder of Whitney Houston, I would play them The Bodyguard, or I would.
Oh, it's not the same as being.
No, I tell you what. I would love to have seen
on the stage that I don't like.
I would love to have seen her in concert, and that would be the closest thing. And I have to say,
but she's
but if I got the opportunity to see my sister Bernie on stage again, or feel like I was standing there performing with my sister Bernie, I'd absolutely jump at the chance. I would just love it.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's a part of technology that I think is brilliant.
I think people know that she's dead. I mean, I don't think you pretend she's alive. I think you go knowing that this is a hologram, and so you can enjoy the atmosphere.
A very odd concept.
Well, let me just tell you this, moving on, because this is a different concept now, moving on from Whitney and concerts and all of that. There's a Korean show called Meeting You, which uses virtual reality technology to, in the film we're going to show you here, which is quite upsetting, I think, for me, for most people. It's reuniting a mother with her deceased 7-year-old daughter. Now, I think that's, for me personally, that's taking, you can see a bit there, but it's kind of, for me, that's taking it too far. She basically puts on a VR headset and was able to see the digital replica of her daughter. And you can see the mother herself sobbing and getting upset. And I wouldn't like that. I think that's going too far.
You see, it's interesting because it does look upsetting, but that woman there, you know...
But it's not letting her... It's not letting her grieve.
No, but
properly.
to her, it may have given her some amazing
closure, maybe.
Comfort and closure, and just revisiting it. I don't know. I just find the whole hologram thing a bit weird. But
I think that getting in touch with someone after they're dead, pretending, using virtual reality to reconstruct a dead child is, frankly, really, really bothering. Really, really bothering. And it could arouse in people all sorts of emotions that they will find really hard to deal with.
But for some people, it might add closure.
You see, that's an interesting concept, because my dad died and I was, you know, in my late 20s, and there were so many things that I didn't say to my dad. And I think that if I had that opportunity, knowing that I had the choice, I actually think that I would quite like to do that.
In a therapy sort of way.
In a therapy sort of way, just.
But you'd be speaking to someone that can't really communicate
but I think
with you.
to me that doesn't matter. I think for me physically to see him and say what I want to say, because I never had that opportunity in life.
It's almost like visualisation,
like
they
it
ask
would
you
help
to do,
me to say I've done it. I've said what I wanted to say, and I know you're not real, but for me it would just be seen as a different therapy.
I can't see it so much different from people consulting mediums and spiritualists.
Oh, I can see it's different to that.
I just think we still have a problem in dealing with death. We still have a problem when someone's died. We want to bring them back. We want to, you know, we can't accept death, and we can't be comfortable.
Well,
with
it's funny actually you're saying we can't accept death, because there's actually a company now that runs these what are called death cafes.
Oh my God, what a cheery show we're
No, but it is actually, because it's actually encouraging people to talk about death, because we're all so scared of it. And
How do they work, Colleen? You meet
I
once
don't
a month?
manage it, I'm just... No, a former nurse has just opened one in Northampton. Over 10,000 sessions she's had, and they're held across the world in a bid to make people feel more at ease with discussing death and what they might like to happen for their death. And
But that is. But do you know what? You're absolutely right. We don't talk about it, and we were talking earlier that actually, it's the implications of your death that has on the rest of the family. So I've done my will, but you said, yeah, but how do you want to be buried? And I thought, I've not even thought about that. I don't know. What music do you want? I have no idea.
Well, no, you said, I don't really care once I'm dead. But as I was saying, I know you don't care because you'll be dead, but then that leaves a massive argument area for the family.
That's
because
right.
they'll be going, well, she wanted it. Well, no, she didn't. I think she'd want this.
Yeah.
And that was the best thing that I've said before that Bernie did, was that because she knew she was going, so she was able to think about it. She left instructions for everything, the music, who was sitting in what car, what flowers she wanted. And it was the most serene thing ever, because none of us could ever argue about it, because the answer was, that's what she wanted.
Yeah, obviously she as well had, because she had a terminal illness, she had time to do that, obviously. I mean, I think there's this thing at the moment, though, people are frightened to even say the word, she died or he's dead. It's all this, she passed away, she's gone on, I mean, I'm not religious, so I don't believe in an afterlife. So I actually get comfort from the fact that when I'm dead, I'm 6 foot under and I don't want to know anything, because I'd be I'd be scared to go to eternity and then not like it. And think, I'm there forever and ever and ever. But it's like with my dad. I mean, you guys have met my dad. You know he's 83 and a complete party animal, so no doubt he will outlive us all, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But I panic about Dad's a bit of a clutterer and a bit of a hoarder. Sorry, Dad, but you are. And I just want to know that if nature does take its natural course and Dad does go first, that there is a sort of a kick your bucket file that we know, because I don't know who Dad's house is insured with. I don't know any of those things. Yeah. So I'm trying to do a little bit of that, like we did power of attorney for Dad and for us, in case one of us should have a stroke and can't actually communicate. Because I didn't realise that's such an important thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The person that has to have permission to talk for you if you're unable to
But also bank accounts, you know, mobile phones, all that sort of stuff, you need to know.
Well, I've said on national television, so, you know, anyone watching, I've told you, when I die, don't bother with a funeral and have a party.
We're not. We're not.
No, but Janet, seriously, have you written down your wishes?
I've done a will. I've
but that's not the
changed it so
same as
many
your
times,
wishes.
I don't know what version I'm on.
But that's not the same as your wishes, though, is it?
My wishes, I can write it on the back of an envelope.
Well, do it
hang out
so we
the
know what your
bunting.
wishes are.
Yeah, all right.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying, if there's not a hologram of me in seat 2 when I die, I'm coming back to haunt you.